Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video, and I'm going backwards for these photos. So I have a couple pictures of Billy from when he was about 5 months old. This is when we were still at UGA, and he outgrew his little puppy coat for the Guide Dog Foundation, so we had to switch it out for his big boy coat. So I just kind of have a before and after of him and his little coat that he's like squeezing out of. And then his bigger coat once he got it. So I just wanted to document these. His coat is yellow and black, so I really wanted to pull in some of the yellow and black papers I had for this collection, and I really wanted one of the more neutral backgrounds to build off of. So I have this really cool tone on tone kind of tanny cream leopard print that I'm going to build everything off of. I went ahead and pulled in my yellow and black scraps. I know I want to pull in another color. I don't want it to be just yellow and black. I'm not quite sure what that color is. But as I'm looking at the photos, we have these kind of red bricks in the photo. We have Billy's leash, which is leather, so it also kind of has that browny brick red kind of tone. And there is this kind of orangey brick red color in this collection that I don't think I've used at all yet. So I took that as my chance to go ahead and pull in a lot of that kind of color into this page. So this color scheme turns out super different than all the other pages I've done so far. You can just see me starting to build out my clusters. I just laid out my scraps pretty much how they were. I had my yellow, I had my black. I decided since we are at school, I really do love using school themed type things while we're at UGA. So I had the 6x8 version of this ledger print paper. So I went ahead and used my notebook punch on the top of that. And I went ahead and decided I was going to ink everything in black, especially because some of these papers are like tan on tan and tone on tone and stuff. So inking everything in black really defines those edges so the papers don't blend together. These were, I think, both 4x6 photos. Before I got started, though, I went ahead and trimmed them down to 3x4s just because there was a lot of wasted space in the photo and I really wanted them to be smaller, so that worked out really well. I just matted both of the photos in some white, and then I ended up gluing them together so they're pretty much a 4x6. And then now I'm just going through and gutting all of my scraps because, again, I just can't help myself. We're getting towards the end of these products, but I just want to save what I can in case I need it later on. I'm not too worried about having leftovers of this collection just because I do have another Heidi Swap collection. I have a full paper pad of actually that coordinates really well. So anything that is left over from this collection, I'm just going to put in with that stuff for maybe a future How to Kill a Kit with Style because I haven't touched that collection yet either. But I just figured I'm just going to go ahead and gut in case I need those scraps or something. If not, they'll get used another time. So I'm just going through and fiddling with all of that and then getting these layers down. I really like how these layers are coming together. I love how they're staggered. I'm kind of already creating this L-shaped design with having this basically photo sitting in the corner and then my paper stretching out in either direction from there. So once I get all of this glued down, I'll go back to the 12x12. And I think I've already inked my 12x12 too. So everything's inked in black. I think that looks really nice. And now you can really see the notebook paper against the background, whereas before it was really blending in before I inked the edges. And then once I had these layers down, I wanted to go ahead and figure out what I was going to do with my embellishment clusters. I definitely want to use the paper clips. The colors on theme, I've been hoarding them all month long, and I think especially because it is a paper clip and again school, I think it just goes perfect. So I went ahead and pulled in the paper clips. I know I'm going to get one of those in each of my clusters. I'm planning on having 3 clusters to create a visual triangle. And then you can see I already went through my sticker book and all the sticker sheets. I pulled out everything that's kind of that brick red orange color, as well as a couple black stickers too, just so I keep going with this color scheme. I want to make sure I balance all these colors. The sticker book had that color in photo corners, so I went ahead and decided to put photo corners on the edge of all my pages. This is the first page where I actually put the photo corners like on the corner. The past couple pages I've used photo corners. I inset them a little bit, which I think looks really nice, but for whatever reason on this page I really wanted them on the corner of the page, so I think that looks pretty cool. And now I'm just playing around with embellishment. You can see I've already put my 3 paper clips in my 3 areas, kind of marking where I want my visual triangle with all my clusters. And from there I'm just going to look at my stickers I've pulled, I'm going to make sure I get one of those orangey ones. I'm going to make sure I get a black sticker. I'm going to try and incorporate some more yellow as well. And then make sure I get that paper clip in there. And then on the dictionary stickers, there was one sticker in this orangey color I really wanted to use just for the color's sake, not really because what the sticker said. It's the definition for wild. So the definition itself doesn't really make sense in the context of these photos. This is something about not being tamed or domesticated, not having to be raised with human interaction, which obviously is like the farthest from the truth when it comes to like a guide dog. So I didn't really need it for the words, but I did like the text print and I liked the color, so I'm just going to use this Keep Curious yellow banner sticker on top of it to kind of block out some of the definition, so you're not trying to read it like it's a part of the story. It's just there purely for decoration. And then you can see I took that circular orange piece, I cut that into 2 spots, and then so that's going to be one of my orange elements in 2 different areas too. And now I'm just starting to layer up the other black and yellow pieces. So pretty simple. I have a black die cut left over that says "Love You Forever," so I figured I would layer that on top of my last orange label, and that'll go up in my 3rd cluster up there in the upper right hand corner. I wanted some yellow up there, but I'm kind of running low on my yellow embellishments, so I went ahead and just punched a circle from a scrap piece of this yellow pattern paper, which I actually like better. That way that pattern is up there too. But that kind of creates that yellow element for the cluster up there because I didn't have any yellow for that area yet. But I'm just going to layer all this together. I end up switching a couple of the paper clips. I moved the envelope down to the lower cluster and move the arrow up to the top cluster. And I think that looks and flows a lot better. So you'll see when I kind of get that situated. But yeah, I like where the camera is sitting. I'm just trying to figure out the other paper clips. But I had to make sure I got the paper clips used up on this page because I've tried getting these paper clips on a bunch of pages throughout the month and I just keep trying to save them. So I need to get them used. And I think this is the best page for them. So glad I got those used up. But you can see the arrow paper clip looks super cute in the upper corner. So that means the envelope's going to the lower corner. And then I had an extra orangey circular piece, and so I decided, hey, we're pulling in circles with all the circle labels. I'm just going to create a secondary circle element up by my other cluster. So I'm layering a couple bits I had left over to get them used up. And I think it looks cute having those 2 little circles up there. That's different. That's not something I normally do, so that's kind of fun. So I have that cluster down. I keep forgetting to ink things as I put them down, so I'm trying to remember to ink them as I go. There's a couple of the stickers I didn't ink before I stuck them down. I'm not too worried about them, but when I can, I'm trying to ink everything. And again, I'm still messing with this Keep Curious banner, but it really needs to go over this definition so that it's not confusing. So there we go. There's this tag that's like perfect in the color scheme, so I'm trying to make that tag work as well. You can see I already put some yellow twine through that. Again, the yellow is just a really bright yellow in comparison to this mustard, so again, I switch it out to black and white a little later on. But before I get going too much, I wanted to do my title. I'm really running low on these black and white tile stickers, but I had enough to spell out Best Boy, so I figured that would be perfect. I figured I would just explain the coat situation in my journaling. I really wanted to call it like coat upgrade or big boy coat or something like that, but I just didn't have the letters I needed. So this works. I'll just explain it more when I get to the journaling part. But yeah, glad I have my title down. And then I'm going to go ahead and get this tag down too. Because it is a different pattern, it's in the color scheme, but I wanted it in 2 different areas. So you can see I did just chop a little bit off the end of that tag so it can poke out of the left side of these layers, just so it looks like a longer piece that kind of stretches behind everything. That way that pattern is somewhere else too, and it just adds to the layeriness. So I like that. I contemplate gutting this paper, but we are getting to the end of the month, and as much as I gutted these smaller pieces, for whatever reason I don't feel the need to gut this leopard print. So I just go ahead and just glue it down. And now I'm going through my rub-ons. I definitely want to get some rub-ons on here too. This page is kind of coming to a close. I just am looking for final touches. There's 2 kind of orangey tickets, so I decided to do those in 2 areas. I love how those look. And honestly, I probably could have stopped with the embellishment at this point, but once I started doing these rub-ons, I couldn't stop. So I add a couple more rub-ons. They really weren't necessary. but they're down now. So I'd go ahead and get the tickets down. I think those look really cool, but I just couldn't help myself. I just kept going. I added a little black one that says Incredible Journey. I really like that one too. I'm fine with that one. But I go one step farther and do this yellow, take only memories, leave nothing but footprints. And it's yellow and it just doesn't read as well on this leopard print. But it's too late, it's down. I wanted to pop a yellow and just wanted to use some more rub-ons. And I think it's really cute. You just can't see it as well as I was hoping. So I really should have just stopped. There's also a row of yellow dots I add to on the left side. And I like that. I think that's cute. But I just went a little rub-on happy and just kept adding them. So just bear with me while I get them down. I'm going to do the row of yellow dots. I do like that. That's cute. But yeah, after I did that, I did this other yellow piece, and you'll see what I mean once it's down. I love the sentiment, and I love that I was trying to get some more yellow on there. It just didn't work quite where I wanted it. So there we go. Rub, rub, rub. I think that's the last rub on. There we go. So yeah, you can read it, you can see it. It's I don't know. I should have just left it how it was probably. And then I went back and added an ampersand from this tile alpha to another cluster, so that kind of style and that black and that sticker was somewhere else too. I probably didn't need to do that either, but I think it's kind of cool having that down there. And then I'm just doing a little bit of journaling that just says Billy was finally upgraded to his big boy coat. And then I'm going to go in with a couple Nouveau drops in black just to finish it out. And that's pretty much it. This page came together really fast. This is an interesting color combo I wouldn't have thought to use with this collection, but just because it's what I had left over once I got down on these products, it's what I made something with, and I end up really liking it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.